Hi, everybody. Welcome to Crow's Call Tarot. I recommend that you go over to my Instagram page and check out the daily message. It was actually pretty powerful. I wanted to go on and on and on, but I kind of ran out of time. Therefore, I am going to do a bit of an extension, but a little bit more in depth. All right. So, this is going to be a soul connection rating. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with this. We're gonna break down this connection because it's a soul connection into the masculine and feminine energies of this soul connection. All right. So of course the pink side is the feminine and the blue side here is the masculine energies. So first we're going to start off with the archetype cards, and we're going to see what archetype that each of the energies are standing in today. All right. And then I'll explain each as I move forward. All right. So let's go ahead and shuffle these up. What is the masculine and feminine energies standing in today, spirit, presently? What is the energies, the archetype energies that the masculine and feminine are standing in today, Today is June 16th, 2020, in the present moment. All right, so we have this card flew out. Is just, I feel, an extra card. Gossip. All right. So the light attributes awakens consideration for the feelings of others and honoring trust. The shadow attributes is thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidences. So I feel like, because I asked for the overall energies of the masculine and feminine, I feel like there's the overall energy of them both together is this energy of gossip. It's like I feel like they're honoring um, each other's feelings, but I kind of feel like it is. I feel like somebody is awakening to somebody else's feelings, is what I feel for an overall message. So we're just going to go ahead and put that there for the overall. So let's get the archetype for the feminine energy. Well, all right. So we have exorcist. Oh my goodness. Freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. That's what I feel is going on. So the feminine energy is freeing herself from destructive impulses, others' destructive impulses. And personally, on a personal level, that so fits with the scenario in which I am walking in this week. So I'm going to keep that there. And this is a little extra one. We got child eternal. Determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit. Ability to see things in a fresh eyes. Again, this so resonates with me because I am trying to actually, I kind of went on a diet this week. It wasn't a dramatic one, but it's not like I'm starving myself, but I'm changing things up in my diet. I am starting to drink ginger and lemon tea because lemon helps you lose weight. It burns body fat. I've been starting to walk. I bought no sweets for in the house, so I'm trying to cut out sugars. So that makes perfect sense. I so resonate with that. I hope I'm not the only person. So let's tap into the masculine energies. So we have rescuer. He's standing in the archetype of rescuer. Provides strength and support to others in crisis. Acts out of love with no expectation of reward. All right. So I kind of feel like the masculine is standing in the archetype of the rescuer. He's trying to provide strength and support to others in the time of crises. All right. So that is beautiful. He's acting out of love instead of out of his shadow attribute, hence the gossip. all right? He's awakening to other people's feelings. He's awakening to how other people feels, and he's honoring that, all right? And that is how he is acting out of love. For the feminine energy, it's like she is also awakening to other people's feelings and acting out of love. And that is because she is freeing herself from the others' destructive impulses. And she's determined to remain positive, remain in this child eternal energy. Beautiful, all right? So now that's the overall energy of the both of them. So now, I'm sorry if you're hearing that noise in the background. The cat was fine until I started the video. So now we're going to tap into the mind and body and the heart and the soul of the masculine and feminine energy. So we're going to start off with the feminine. Where's the feminine's head at? Where's the feminine's head at when it comes in a present moment? What does that look like? Where's the feminine's head at in the present moment? All right. So, healthy joy. I can be happy and love myself whether I am working or at rest. Beautiful. So, as you can tell, the feminine is in a positive energy. She is definitely in a positive energy. And it's kind of funny that it says whether I am working or at rest, because she is freeing herself right now from the impulses of other people's destruction. And she's choosing to remain happy within her headspace, whether she is working or she is at rest. Beautiful, feminine. All right, so let's see where the masculine's overall head is. Where's the masculine's head and body at in the present moment? Where's the masculine's head and body at in the present moment? Oh, we got the wrong side popped out. I'm going to keep it this way. I am not valuable unless I'm taking care of someone else's needs. All right. So again, his head is, I kind of feel like his head is a little back and forth. All right. And it kind of makes sense because he's providing strength and support to others in crisis. So he's not valuable unless he's taking care of someone else's needs, and that's what he feels like. All right. So he is awakening to the consideration of feelings of others by helping them take care of their needs. And I kind of feel like he wants to act out of love with no expectations. So I love with wisdom. I nurture and support others as much as I nurture and support myself. So I kind of feel like, he may have a little bit of a shadow attribute here. Assumes the rescued will reciprocate, keeping the rescue one needy. All right. So I am not valuable unless I'm taking care of someone else's needs. So, and he's in that shadow attribute of, keeping someone a bit needy, because this is how the card popped out. So that makes perfect sense. All right. Let me move this over a little bit so I can fit that on there. I'll just put it there. That way I'll hold it. All right, so let's go ahead and put this here. All right. So let's move on and see what is going on in their heart space. What's going on in a feminine's heart space? What is going on in the feminine's heart space? Feminine's heart space. What does our heart space look like? Tolerance. You appreciate other points of view because you sense the love in everyone, okay? Hence this gossip. Awakens consideration for the feelings of others and honoring trust. Appreciate other points of view. All right, so in the feminine's heart space, She is awakening and appreciating others points of view because she senses the love in everyone and she is honoring that. She is awakening the consideration of the feelings of others. Um, we have blue here, which is throat chakra, and we have teal, which is the chakra between the heart and the throat. Wow, this is so awesome. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and put this here, I guess. All right, so what about the masculine? Where's the masculine's energy at in his heart space? What does his heart energy look like in the present moment? Okay. All right. So, the past. Through the power of love, you release any stagnant situations or energy in order to transform your heart space. So, the masculine is in a process, I feel, of, again, purifying his heart space through the power of love. Beautiful. And he's releasing any stagnant situations. Perhaps it's about that neediness, I feel, is what he is transforming. So I feel like the masculine is in a process of clearing out his head and his heart space. um he is in the process of, providing strength and support for people instead of in that needy energy. He is transforming that. So I feel like this is the present energy, but I just feel like in his heart space, he is definitely going through a transformation of letting go and releasing that needy energy. And he is also awakening to other people's feelings by expanding that heart space and going through that purifying process. All right. So let's see where they're at on a soul level. Where is the masculine and feminine at on a soul level? What does this energy look like in the present moment, Spirit? What does the masculine and feminine's energy look like on a soul level? All right, so feminine, soul level. Wow. All right, so, oh, beautiful. All right, so the feminine, where she may have been weak and clueless and had no idea where she was going or what to do, she is shifting out of that into a more abundant energy, a more lucky energy. She is opening up her heart chakra, being more compassionate, being more um, positive, being more tolerant and appreciating everybody's point of view and instead of being weak, being in that spirit of the dummy. She is actually changing that. She is transforming that. And she is, she is looking at things through a fresh eyes. And she is seeing, she is freeing herself from the destruction of other people's impulses, because I kind of feel like she was a bit weak with that, and she's changing that and expanding her heart and appreciating other points of view, but not keeping it attached to her. It's like she's releasing it. And she is learning to be happy. She is learning to feel more lucky. She is learning to feel more abundant. And now we have summer. So we're only a few days away from the summer equinox. So that makes perfect sense. I feel like this is the energy she's moving out of in the present moment and going into in the present moment. Beautiful. So what about the masculine? Where's his soul at in the present moment? What does that energy look like for the masculine? Oh, yeah. All right. So we have Spirit of the Ring, contracts, promises, and commitment, and Spirit of the werewolf, wild, untamed, and desire. So I kind of feel like the masculine, even though he may be a little bit in the darkness, in the dark attribute in a present moment, I just feel like he is definitely going through this purifying process again. This is a strong energy. He is desiring, I feel, to shape shift this. He is desiring to shapeshift his soul and to fulfill his soul contract, the promises that he made before he come down here. So beautiful. I feel like he wants to make that promise to his feminine as well. I feel like he is desiring this on a very deep level, even though he may be in a bit of darkness. That's why I feel like he's in the middle of purifying. He's in the middle of purifying his mind and his heart, and definitely within his soul. He desires this. Even though he may be in the darkness, he still desires to fulfill this contract, to fulfill this promise to his feminine. That's what I feel in the present moment. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and pull these up because we're going to move on. But we are going to keep these out as things to move back to, like things to reference to. All right, so let's see what's going on within the connection. I didn't even pull any cards out for that. So what we're going to do is use let's go on and see where the connection is standing with the archetype. Okay, so where's the connection at this present moment? We got the prostitute. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. The light attribute is accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating with the power of spirit. The shadow attribute is places material considerations and security above self empowerment. All right, so if you look, there is a female on there with all kinds of money. So I kind of feel like I want to say that this connection is, wow, I don't even know what to say. I'm just blown away at the prostitute coming out for the connection. Because when I see the prostitute, I see somebody who, just kind of is staying in that 3D level. It is too worried about the power of money instead of the power of their spirit. All right. Places material needs in front of their self empowerment. That's basically how I see the prostitute. But in a light attribute is, maybe the connection is, you know, accentuating the challenges within this connection to survive without negotiating the power of your spirit. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, all right, so I'm sorry I'm laughing. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with this connection in the present moment. All right, so we have a bunch of them coming out, but I am gonna take the Ascension. Okay, so I feel like this connection may have been in this prostitute energy, but I kind of feel like the connection is ascending out of that, is what I feel. All right, they're ascending out of that because there is this immature energy, hence the prostitute energy. I feel like somebody was being very immature in this connection, and I feel like they are ascending out of that immature energy, hence the prostitute coming out. I'm so sorry. All right, so I kind of feel like they are both recognizing they each other are one of a kind, and that this is a very, very special connection. All right, and it is a specific journey. It is a specific type of journey. It is a one of a kind journey. This is a very special journey that they are on. And that's where they are ascending out of this prostitute energy of being immature and putting money in front of their connection. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, but it just totally blows me away sometimes how these cards come out. All right, so then the last. Okay, so yeah, Spirit is letting, I feel like Spirit is guarding and protecting this partnership or this connection. Yeah, so that a new chapter can develop within it. Instead of being challenged all the time, instead of putting money in front of the connection, being more focused on money versus your spiritual power, and being immature with that. It's like Spirit is developing a more innocent energy around this connection, but I do feel there is some unfinished business. All right, and then here we go with the Spirit of Christ: forgiveness, reconciliation, and unconditional love. So, what's the new chapter that's developing? Unconditional love and reconciliation, and there is some forgiveness that needs to happen. All right, so that is where the connection is at the present moment. All right, I feel like they are putting aside the challenges of this connection when it comes to money. I see money as the 3D world, and they're ready to move on. And they're definitely recognizing that the connection is truly special and that each other are one of a kind. I do feel there was a lot of immature energy, maybe a lot of childlike energy, hence the gossip. And the masculine being in that, needy energy. I feel like they are ascending out of that neediness into a more forgiving energy and wanting to, clear up any unfinished business. All right, so there we go. That is the connection and masculine and feminine energies at the present moment. So let's move on to um, let's move on to maybe some lessons that they each are learning in the present moment. So, what are some lessons that the masculine and feminine energy are learning? So, we're going to start off with the feminine. What is a lesson that the feminine had to learn this week? Discipline. So there's a lot of purple on this card, so I feel like it's following her intuition. I can accept what I set my mind to. Exactly. So the feminine is learning how to discipline her mind and accept that whatever she puts her mind, whatever she sets her mind to do is what it is. All right. So she is disciplining herself. And again, I see a lot of third eye energy on there. So let's go ahead and see where what's the lesson of masculine's learning? Friendship. He also got a purple card, but it's a little bit lighter. So I feel this is more crown chakra energy. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So he's learning the lesson of the reason why there are people in his life. And that makes perfect sense with the gossip card coming out and that rescue card coming out, that neediness, and he again is transforming. That makes perfect sense. All right, so let's go ahead and leave that there, and we're going to move on to what are some fears. What are some fears that the masculine and feminine are facing in these lessons? What are some fears that the masculine and feminine energies are learning in this lesson? Or fears that they are facing in this lesson is what are some what are some fears that the masculine and feminine energies are facing in this lesson? All right, start off with the feminine. What's the feminine's fears? What is she facing What fears is the feminine facing to get to this lesson? Obedience. Again, accomplishing what she's setting her mind to and staying obedient to that. I see she's standing there. Okay, let me show you this real quick. She is standing there. She got one hand tied. She got the other hand has a sword. She's standing on a small box. All right. So I kind of feel like the feminine feels like maybe she's got one hand tied and she's not seeing something. Hence, accomplishing what she can set her mind to. So I kind of feel like she's facing that fear of obedience. Um, maybe not understanding what her next step is and whether or not she's going to fall or stay strong. But I feel like she's got that sort of power, and knowing that whatever she sets her mind to, even if she's not seeing clearly, she can do it. So I kind of feel like it makes perfect sense. She is disciplining, she's learning the lesson of disciplining, but she's also facing that fear of being obedient to what she, you know, uh, like I feel like she has the ability to cut things out of her life with that sword. Um, it's also a 48, which is a 12, which is 1 and 2 adds up to 3. So I feel like she is trying to come into alignment, and she's facing that fear of obedience, because I kind of feel like, well, I can speak for myself. I am very, very rebellious. I mean, very rebellious. So, I'm looking for the box. There it is. All right. So I want to see what this fear is, why the feminine has this obedience as a fear. There are rules for everything. The sun rises and the moon sets, and they dance together in perfect steps. So, what rules are you considering when you're asking your question? Oh, yeah. Um, will you be? You will be sorry if you're going to break a rule that is in place to protect you and others. All right. Even though you may not like authority right now, this is a time to obey what has already been set in motion. This is a time to learn the lay of the land and to follow the customs that keep things in order. Learn the steps of the dance before you attempt to change them and to suit you. Yeah. So that's why you're learning the lesson of discipline. Yeah, discipline and obedience. It's like, you know, you need to quit trying to align to your own standards. All right, beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of clarification on that. Can I have one card for the feminine? Yeah, King of Pentacles. I feel like it has something to do with the job, or it could very well be a person in her life. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and put that there. So let's move on to the masculine. What is a fear that he is facing due to this friendship? Oh, oh wow. 48 and 49. That is no mistake. So the masculine fear that he is facing, whoa. All right, I lost the card, literally. I mean, wow, where the heck did it go? Oh, there it is. All right, so 49. The masculine is facing the fear of oath. All right, so again, he needs to. Let me see something real quick. I don't use these cards that often to understand. All right, so my lovely child, hence the child coming out, spirit of the child coming out in the connection. You have chosen the symbol for oath. This is a symbol for all promises and reminder to keep the ones you have made. An oath is never made lightly nor in jest. Promises are meant to be honored. When you choose this symbol, perhaps it's time you look at how you've made your promises. You have crossed your fingers behind your back, relinquishing the magic that binds you to your oath. Has anyone broken his or her promise to you? Let that person go. Don't hold on if someone refuses to be honorable. You don't want this person in your life. For now, the most important promise you can make is to yourself. Promise to be loving, kind, honorable, and good. Do no harm. To belong to me, you must keep that promise. You know, that's really weird because, look, friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for an important reason. That is a lesson. So he has to face this fear of the promises that he makes. And he needs to, I kind of feel like I do see him crossing his fingers behind his back. Hence, you know, this head energy. I'm not valuable unless I'm taking some care of somebody else's needs. You know, and assumes that the rescued will reciprocate. Keeps the rescued one needy. That friendship, that promise, that oath. Has anyone broken his or her promise to you? Let that person go. So he's understanding that there's people in his life that I kind of want to say that have like like this is a karmic friendship is what I feel, and he is learning the difference between the valuable friends and the karmic friends is what I feel. Wow, that's pretty intense. So he's facing that fear of promises. All right, so yeah, yep. So what I feel he is doing is he is healing. I kind of feel like he is taking a rest. He is taking a rest and he is figuring out who is real and who is karmic. All right. I feel like he is also talking to his angelic guides. Now, how do I balance this out? How do I get this good karma back? Is what I feel. How do I balance out this karmic energy with the Justice card? I just feel like, you know, justice is going to be served to him, whether it's good or whether it's bad, because that's how the law of karma works. So I just feel like the masculine is, he's taking a break from things. He may be taking a break and reviewing all the people that has been in his life and all the promises that he has made, and he's facing that fear of all the broken promises that he has made and all that karma, and the reason why all the karma has come back, and understanding that everybody who has come into his life has come into his life for a reason, and he's balancing that energy out. Wow. All right, beautiful. So feminine right here. The feminine's learning to discipline her mind, and the masculine is learning that everybody has a purpose in his life. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put these cards back away. All right, so let's move on to the next question within this reading. So the next question is, I want to see how they are viewing one another. What does this look like? Whenever they are thinking about one another, what does this energy look like? All right, so we're going to go ahead and shuffle these up real quick. We're going to start off with the feminine energy. When she's thinking about her masculine, what does that look like? When she is thinking about her masculine, when the masculine is thinking about his feminine, what does that look like? When they are feeling in their heart space, What are they feeling in their heart space with one another? What do they want within their reality with one another? And then we can check into higher self as well. All right. Masculine and feminine energies. How are they viewing one another? How do they feel towards one another? What do they want with one another? Masculine and feminine energies. How are they viewing one another when they're thinking about? How do they feel towards one another? What do they want with one another? Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so let's start off with the feminine. When the feminine is thinking about her masculine, what does this energy look like? How is she viewing him? Well, she knows on a head level they will be together again. Yeah, look at that. She's viewing her masculine and knowing we will be together again someday. Exactly. She intuitively knows this. She is very sensitive to her masculine's energies. We got the masculine and the feminine. So she's very balanced when it comes to how she's viewing her masculine. She's very balanced. She's very tapped into his energies. And she knows that there will be a time frame where they will be together again someday. All right, so how is the feminine viewing the masculine? I mean, the masculine viewing the feminine. I'm sorry, I'm a little off on this one. How is the masculine viewing the feminine when he thinks about her? Oh, yeah. So he's telling her, look, he's like, I'm very bad at commitment, but I am having a breakthrough. I am breaking through this energy of being bad at commitment. And then we have summer. Oh my goodness, this summer is only a couple of days away, which where I'm at, it feels like summer already. I don't know if it's the ginger lemon tea I'm drinking or if it's just the fact that it probably is pretty hot outside. I have central air, so I don't know what the temperature is. So I just feel like the masculine is having a breakthrough when it comes to commitment. He is very aware I feel like he is very aware of his feminine's energy. He knows too. I feel like he is, he understands that, I kind of feel like they are vibrating. I feel like they're in each other's energies with this Queen of Cups energy, hence the Cancer new moon. And it is coming in the summer equinox. I kind of feel like there is a breakthrough coming. And if masculine is viewing, when he's thinking about his feminine, he's like, wow, I'm really bad at commitment, but I'm trying to break through this energy. And I am aware of, the fact that we are, that we are, we have a very unique connection. We have a very unique connection. This is how special you are to me. This is a special journey between you and I. That's what I feel. He is having that breakthrough and awareness with his feminine. So we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to pull this out here a little bit so I can maneuver these cards and get them all in there. So I kind of feel like in their headspace, this is a positive energy that they are viewing each other at. So, I feel like the feminine is very tapped into the masculine's energy, and he is very aware of that. I kind of feel like their higher self is communicating. I feel like the feminine is helping the masculine heal his bad commitment energy, and that's helping him have this breakthrough. And I feel like the feminine is telling the masculine, look, I know you're bad at commitment, okay? And I'm going to help you with that. I'm going to help you with this breakthrough. This new moon that's coming in Cancer is going to help you. And I understand that we will be together again, but when the time is right. And I feel like summer is that time. So, how are they feeling about one another? How is the feminine feeling about her masculine? Well, so she, in her heart space, she's like, I don't know how I feel anymore. I really don't. And I kind of feel like, at the same time, I feel like, she wants to go on a passionate adventure with him. She does. But I feel like she's a little back and forth in her heart space. All right. And we have communication. So I feel like they're communicating from the heart space. All right. And again, it's like the Knight of Wands. It's like there's, she wants to go on a new adventure, but at the same time, I feel like she's a little back and forth. And I feel like they're connected at the heart space, is what I feel. Um, and I feel like she's telling him, look, I don't know how I feel anymore. Even though I know in my head space, I know we'll be together again, but in my heart space, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure if you're going to come back and communicate and want to go on a new adventure. So I feel like she's just not sure how she is feeling about a new adventure with her masculine. And even if she wants to um, you know, have this communication with him. But I do feel that that's because of that bad commitment. But I do feel she is definitely in a more balanced energy with the Queen of Cups and the Divine Masculine. I feel like she is intuitively, I feel like these two are telepathically talking to one another, is what I feel. All right, how does the masculine feel about his feminine? All right. So we got Karma is a bitch. And I finally got mine. Seven of Cups, fantasy and temptation and healing. So I feel like the masculine is healing in his heart space. I kind of feel like he, maybe went off and tried to fulfill some sort of a fantasy. And he got his karma from it. Hence that neediness, that friendship. He learned the lesson that people are in his life for a reason. Hence the healing and balancing out of the situation. Um, it's like he learned the lesson of breaking promises and maybe promising to the wrong people. So in the masculine's heart space, he's doing some definite healing within that heart space, and he's bringing things into alignment. Hence the justice energy with that fear-based energy. So he definitely got his karma in his heart space. I feel like he went off into another direction because he was tempted by another female or another feminine energy, and he got his karma because he realized that that person was in his life. He had to learn that lesson that that person was in his life for a reason. So I feel like, again, back to this friendship, I feel like that was a karmic friendship meant to teach him a specific lesson. So what does the feminine want within her what does the feminine want in her 3D reality? Yeah. All right. So the feminine's like, it is just easier to just stay away from you right now, because I kind of feel like the feminine energy could be going through some sort of a spiritual awakening, especially with the Moon card coming out, and in her headspace we have the Queen of Cups, hence Cancer. So the Cancer new moon, I feel, is awakening the feminine. I kind of feel like too that that's one message, but I'm really feeling like the feminine understands that the masculine, because there's a masculine energy on here, could be facing some dark energies, and it was just easier for him to just stay away right now while he faces this dark energies. All right. I kind of feel like he is definitely in the process of healing some emotions within his heart space. All right. So I feel like, today is the 16th, so we have 2 days, will be the 18th. And that's like a couple days before that new moon energy. So I kind of feel like the feminine is, what she wants is just, she understands that things are just easier for them to just stay apart right now, because she understands that her masculine is awakening to some deep emotions that he needs to let go of so that he can move forward. I do see that, she does want, she's viewing her masculine as they want to get back together. I mean, she really is, but she's just like, it's just easier to stay away from you, masculine, while you awaken to whatever illusion or darkness that you've been living in for a while. All right. So, what about the masculine? What does the masculine want? All right. So you still take my breath away with the Five of Pentacles and nostalgia card. So he's letting his feminine know, within his reality that, even though they are in separation, he's definitely thinking about her. He's thinking about how he kept her heart on a chain and he gripped that energy. And it, like, even though, he kind of abandon her, she still takes his breath away. I kind of feel like the feminine may have walked away from the masculine. And that's because he just, he turned in a different direction. He went somewhere else. So even though he knows he left her, abandoned her, or whatever that scenario is, whether she abandoned him or he abandoned her, now he's thinking about that. He's thinking about how he kept her heart on a string, like he put her on a shelf. And he's letting her know that you still take my breath away. So I don't feel that these two are going to come together today. Maybe in a few days, maybe in a month's time. The summer card come out, so it's a possibility that, maybe in the new moon energy that these two will come back together, but maybe not. We haven't gotten there yet. So let me get a drink of my ginger tea here. All right, so what we're going to do now is pull the spirits of darkness and light and see what's our higher self message. What is a higher self message from the masculine, or from the feminine to the masculine? So the feminine higher self message to the masculine is, your intensity frightens and allures me at all the same time. And I kind of feel like she is very emotional. Hence the Queen of Cups. She's very intuitive, very sensitive. And I feel like she is cleansing them emotions. And I feel like her higher self is telling her masculine, look, your intensity is alluring and frightening. And I feel like, the masculine is healing his heart space. So I feel like she may be in our higher selves helping him to heal his heart space and cleanse his emotions, is what I feel. So, but the intensity in this connection is very frightening to the feminine. And I feel like, but it's alluring at the same time. I feel like her fears of this connection is like magnetizing them. It's alluring them, luring her to her, because it's like, it's like that something you can't have, you want it anyways, when the time isn't right. So, Masculine, higher self message to the feminine. What would you like to, yeah. All right, so let's see what he wants to communicate. So the masculine's communicating to the feminine from his higher self. He's telling her, I'm sorry I held myself back with you. And the feminine is doing some healing of emotions within this connection. So I just feel like, because the opening energy for the feminine was, she was looking at her masculine, and she, in her headspace, viewing her masculine as, doing this healing, doing this cleansing. Okay, very intuitive, cleansing and healing. The feminine is very intuitive, very sensitive to the masculine's energy. And I kind of feel like she is feeling the masculine's energy as we will be together again. And I kind of feel like she is, through the higher self energy, is helping the masculine heal within his heart space, because I feel like she does know he's bad at commitment, because he's broken a lot of promises. And now he's facing that fear of all the promises that he has broken with his feminine. All right. And I just feel like there is this balancing energy with the feminine in her headspace. So the masculine's higher self is saying, I'm sorry. I am sorry I held myself back with you. I wish I wouldn't have. I wish I would have been more honest. And hence this Four of Swords energy. Now he wants to heal this connection. He wants to fulfill this contract. Where's it at back here? I know that. Where's it at? Oh, right here. He wants to fulfill this contract. Okay? So that makes perfect sense. She is viewing her masculine as knowing that they will be together again. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to, let's get these decks out of the way. Let's tap into what are some signs that they are seeing when it comes to this connection. What are some signs that they are both seeing? All right. We got hidden and veiled. I kind of feel like, they're both keeping it hidden, that they need to complete some sort of a cycle. Snake and forbidden, like they have to shed that skin. And there is a gathering. Oh, check this out. 2 cards of hidden. So I just feel like they're both seeing and gaining some sort of hidden wisdom or knowledge. I kind of feel like things were veiled about this connection for a reason. And that's because something had to complete. Some sort of a cycle had to complete. And this is Snake, where they had to shed a layer. They had to go through a shed their old energy, shed that dead skin, shed that decayed, rotten energy. And now I kind of feel like they could be seeing maybe a table, maybe a meal for one, maybe I kind of feel like they are keeping things hidden from one another about this cycle that they are completing of shedding this old skin, this old forbidden energy. If you look, the snake is like facing towards that cycle. So I feel like that's what they're keeping hidden. The hidden wisdom, the hidden knowledge is that they're both shedding old skin to go through this transformation so that they can eventually, instead of having a meal for one, come together and have a meal for two. Beautiful. All right. So let's go ahead and see what the possible future energies look like for this connection. What's the future energies? What's the arrows that are being shot back and forth between these two in the future? The future could be the next minute, the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year. It's a timeless energy. So we have, the future energies is somebody's ejecting the old footage of their past. Again, that masculine was in the energy of being bad at commitment, getting his karma, wanting to balance things out with his feminine. And now there's an old footage being ejected within this connection so that this invitation of love can come about. So let's go ahead and see if anything else wants to come out. Future connecting energies. The arrows of love being shot back and forth. Yeah. I feel like, again, if you remember, the starting connection is there. This connection is ascending to a higher purpose. There's a realization coming that this is a very special journey. This is a very unique journey. And that forgiveness is part of the ascension process. So I just feel like, again, there is a new chapter developing within this connection due to realizing that there's a higher purpose to this connection. All right. Let's see if anything else wants to come out. Yeah. Beautiful. All right. So things are up in the air because I kind of feel like, somebody's still working through their blues, their heart storm, and their heart is still on lockdown until they work through this. So everything is still up in the air when it comes to future connections. So things are still keeping hidden. Things are still hidden about this connection. And hence the up in the air, because there's somebody still needs to work on some things. All right. They both need to work on things, hence the hidden and the hidden. They both need to go through this transformation. They both need to shed this skin, this layer that no longer serves them, to complete some sort of a cycle. So that's why things are still up in the air, because somebody is still working through their heart storm, and the reason why their heart is on lockdown. But I do feel that they are ejecting that heart storm energy, that old footage, and they are coming to that realization that this connection is a higher purpose connection. There's a higher purpose of you two within this connection. All right, so let's go ahead and put them aside. And now we're going to get some final messages from Spirit or advice for those of you who are viewing this. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle up. We're going to get some romance angel messages, some archangel and spirit guides. So what is some overall messages that you want to give the viewer, or advice that you want to give the viewer? Yeah. Free yourself. Free that mental body. It's time to take back control of your life, and so that this commitment can ascend to a higher level. Again, ascension right here. They come out the connecting energies. So I feel like for those of you who are viewing this, this is your advice. You need to free yourself. Take back control of your own life so that you can ascend, and that will help your person ascend as well. All right, so archangels, yeah, be clear about your intentions. Exactly. Be clear about your intentions, because if you remember correctly, the connection was in the prostitute. There was a challenge when it comes to the 3D level, when it comes to money. Archangel Michael, be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. Yes. So Archangel Michael is coming through. And I did see on the feminine's energy, I'm pretty sure I seen that sword. I don't know where it's at right now, but I know I seen that sword. That's the masculines. I don't know where the feminine. Oh, here it is. Right there. The sword. There's Archangel Michael handing you that sword, feminine, to clear out things so that you can be more clear about what you desire, hence the obedience. All right. So, a message from your spirit guides now. A message from your spirit guides. You are here for a reason. Yep. Everything happens for a reason. You're here for a reason. And that's because there is a higher purpose. Hence the higher purpose card. I don't know where. Oh, here. Well, it's Ascension right here. Higher purpose. You are here for a reason. There is a higher purpose to you coming down. And you need to ascend out of. Sorry about that. Past couple of days, my throat chakra has really been acting up. So I just feel like this is why you need to free yourself. You need to free your mental body, free your heart space, free everything. Take back control of your own life. You are here for a reason. There's a higher purpose to this connection. There's a higher purpose that'll help you to ascend and progress. It has been a long journey. Absolutely. It truly, truly has. But again, so those are your messages. I feel like this is a final, this is a way that you can be empowered, you, the viewer. So what advice, how can the viewer empower themselves? What advice do you have? Yeah, exactly. Let go and surrender. Hence, free yourself. Find peace and do a sacred dance and move. All right. It'll help you to let go and surrender and to free your energy, to help clear up and break away anything that no longer serves you, so that it can help you ascend into this connection. All right. So there you go. That's how you can empower yourself, by letting go and freeing yourself, taking back control of your life, surrendering to your higher purpose, and do that sacred dance, do that movement. And we do have the new moon in Cancer, Leo cusp, solar eclipse, that ring of fire energy. So that's going to be very intense. So that may be the perfect time to do some sort of a sacred dance or a sacred ritual to help break your energy. Do a meditation, do a breathing technique. A breathing technique, if you inhale the white light, exhale it through your mouth, it'll break up and help release any old patterns that you have going on in your life. Do a sacred dance. It'll help break open that feminine energy, that sacral chakra. It'll help move. It'll help break that energy flow. It'll also help you to tap into any unused energy that you have stored in that sacral chakra, because that's where we store that unused energy at, is within that sacral chakra. All right, so I feel like those are all the messages that needed to come out. So thank you for watching, and blessed be.